about imagination. There is nothing we can achieve if we don't have the power of imagination. Even the little children that we teach in school, we teach them to put on their imagination caps. How much more those of us who are older, right? Does your teacher say that to you? Yeah. When your teacher walks into the classroom, before she begins a lesson, she say, everybody put on your imagination cap. Because if you left your imagination cap at home, what will happen? As the teacher is talking, you only be looking, you'll be moping. But if your imagination cap is on, by the end of that lesson, you would have achieved something. So those who use their imaginations, who put their imaginations to work, are those who become creative. Am I making sense? Yes. So our topic this morning says, planning is winning. Planning is winning. And as usual, I prayed, I meditated, I went into research. Like Pastor Jolo was saying, if you don't sit down to read, you will not become a leader. Readers are leaders. So I went into study, I went into research, and I found out some great things about planning is winning. First of all, I want to say that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yes. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That is one. And as Pastor Jolo was speaking, like beyond every other thing that God said to me while I was preparing for this topic, I was sitting over there, and these are the words that God gave to me. God said to me that, do you know that each and every one of us, we are managers? Because when I researched, planning is what managers do. But I want you to realize this morning that you, as an individual, wherever you are seated, you are a manager. So therefore, you are supposed to be planning. But you may ask me, what am I a manager of? Because people's ideology about being a manager is when they make you a manager in a store, or a manager of an organization, a manager of a company. But do you know that your life, as you're seated right there, you are an organization. You are a system that God has instituted. And God has given your life some affairs that you need to do what? Manage. And you cannot manage properly except you are able to plan. You cannot manage the affairs of your life properly except you are able to plan. And then the second thing God said to me is that our families, our churches, our society is all in chaos right now. I don't know if you hear the kind of things that I hear that is going on in families. Yesterday, a friend of mine sent me a video of a couple, I don't know, maybe it's Texas again. Two of them killed each other. Their two grown-up sons wounded, ended up in the hospital. Their daughter was not living in the house, so she heard what was going on, she ran to the house. And my friend was like, again, and his Nigerian family, Nigerian couple. I don't know how many of it you've been hearing. Now, that is about family, on the level of family. What about churches? Have you seen or heard how men of God are dragging the name of God in the mud, doing unspeakable things? Is because they are not able to manage the affairs of their own life. Two people in a marriage union should be able to manage the affairs of their individual lives before they come into union. That is the only way that the marriage itself could be managed properly. If I can't manage myself as a woman, as a lady, and I go to join myself with another man who cannot manage himself, and two of us want to build a home, that home is about to hit the rock. The churches, many churches are hitting the rock. I don't know if you know how many pastors are in jail. I don't know if you know. Many pastors that are in jail right now as we speak, caught doing unspeakable things. Things that I don't want to talk about right here. But what happens? If you cannot manage yourself, you have no business trying to manage other people's lives. Please, put your house in order first. Manage yourself first before you come out to be the leader and manager of other people. You should be able to prove in your own life that you can manage your thoughts, your feelings, your abilities, everything that God has put in you. Your emotions. Before you will come out to say, I want to manage other people. So, planning is a managerial skill. And we all are managers. Because your life itself is a system. Your life is an organization. You need to be able to manage the affairs of your life. Only when you're able to do that, will you be able to come out and achieve other things and manage other people. So let's move forward. Having said that, we are going to be very, very practical today. Ask yourself this question. What's your career dream? Or what's your dream career? I'm sorry. What's your dream career? What's your dream career? If you don't have any dream, what do you want to plan? You're not going to plan on emptiness. It's only people who have a dream career, something in focus. You've imagined, like Pastor Jolo told us earlier, you've thought, who do I want to be? Who am I? What is your dream business? We'll be like mixing it up. Career, business. Okay? What is your what? Dream career. This is a starting point. So if you have no dream at all, you've not been putting your imagination to work, forget about it. Are you going to plant in the air? What would you want to plant if you have no dream? So you start by doing what? Putting your imagination to work. I've said it in our previous sessions. Children, like Pastor Jolo re-emphasized, do not be lazy in your minds. Don't think that life is all about, okay, my mom and my dad are providing for me. I eat morning, afternoon, and night. They take me to church, drop me off in school, off at school, pick me back home. I eat my lunch, do my homework, I go to sleep. No. You need to, at this age of your life, begin to put your imagination to work. Begin to dream about yourself. Begin to ask yourself, where do I go from here? I'm sorry to say, peradventure, I don't see my mommy and my daddy on my right and on my left. What's the next thing that is going to happen? Imagination. So when you have come up with understanding what your dream career is, what are your career goals? Because without having a dream career, you cannot set any goals. We don't set goals for nothing. We set goals when we have something in mind we want to pursue. You can't set goals on emptiness. So this is the second step. Make up your mind what you really want to do. Taking into consideration your aptitudes and your interests. What are your aptitudes? What are your interests? I've said it in our previous sessions. You need to look at yourself. Sit down. Withdraw from those things that everybody is engaging in. Distractions. You need to sit down and discover yourself. If you don't sit down and look inward, some people can tell you, people can look at you and tell that you have interest in certain things, you have aptitudes in certain areas, but it's good you know it for yourself. Because those are the things that will guide your goals. So, you can take some aptitude tests. Like I've mentioned before, you can take some what? Aptitude tests. We have what we call career assessment tests too. You can find all these tools online. You can take them. If you're not sure, you can take them. And they kind of help you. By the time you finish it, you will see like, wow, oh really, this really defines who I am in a way. Yes, I've taken such tests before. So how do you identify your career goal? How do you identify your career goal? Ask yourself, if I could have any career in the world, what would my dream career be? What would my dream business be? What would my dream job be? I don't know how Dr. King was able to fix the School of Wisdom title and this title, and they're kind of helping us, hand in hand. You cannot do this if you don't have great imagination. If you don't have the power of imagination, you need to ask yourself, if I would have any career in this life, what would it be? If I will have any job, what would it be? If I will have any business, what would it be? Your daddy can't do that for you. Your mom can't do that for you. You need to put your own thoughts to work. You need to put your own imagination to work. What are my aptitudes, like I mentioned earlier, abilities and areas of expertise? Where would I like to be 1 year from now? 5 years from now? You want to set a goal? Ask yourself, where would I want to be a year from today? 5 years from today? Those are the things that will help you to set up goals for your career. Like, is that Dr. King that said it? No, it's Pastor Jolo that said, if you have not known what you're doing for next year, you are 2 months behind. Yes, so I know what I'm doing from January. Like, I'm booked up. I'm booked up. My diary is full. My diary is full. I'm taking classes. I've registered for those classes. I don't want to say everything, but my diary is full. I have a notebook. I can ask my children. If I'm in the bedroom, I have the notebook with me. If I move to the living room, I hold the notebook. If I'm in the bathroom, I'm with the notebook. Because when ideas drop, I write it down. I'm not saying what I don't practice. Ask them. I always tell them, keep a diary. If you can. I know a day can get too busy, it's too crazy. Keep a diary of things that are happening in your life right now. At the end of the day, you will see what you make out of it. A book can come out of it. I'm always writing, and I love to read. I can read into the morning, and I will still come out, and you see me, you will be like, you that you didn't sleep last night. But that reading gives me, I love information. It makes me like happy. Praise the Lord. So those are questions you need to ask yourself. Where do you want to be 1 year from today, 5 years from today? So let's go. What is planning? What is planning? Planning is a process of thinking about the activities required to achieve a desired goal. You see where we came from? We first of all set the goal. What are the goals? Where do I want to be in 1 year? Where do I want to be in 5 years? You write them down, please. Get a notebook. Make it like 5 years when you look back. I love going back to things I wrote years back. When I read them, I'll be like, oh my God. Even if it's a song. Like when I pick up my previous diaries and I'm flipping through them, I'll be like, and I always put down dates. Even if it's in the midnight, I'll write the time. God is giving me that idea, that thought. I'll write it. So if I've not accomplished that idea, what do you think will happen? I'll pick it up again. I'll say, oh, I left this out. If you don't form that habit of writing things down, setting goals for yourself, you won't be able to do what? Monitor if you're achieving or not. You will just be like somebody who is just beating about the bush. And that's not how we should be. God himself is an organized God. God made plans. He said, let us make man in our own image. He called a meeting in heaven. He called a meeting. Let us. Before he created the heavens and the earth, and he made Adam, he called a meeting. That is planning. And he didn't put you here in the universe so that you can be loitering without purpose. No. That is not God. If God himself did not plan and separated day from night, we can't even be here. We know when it's morning, we get up. We know when it's night, we go to sleep, right? That is planning by our God. He made man, male and female. He planned it. That is why we are here today. So he himself, we should take from him because his nature is in us. We need to be people that plan. And you have to plan, you have to set goals. You have to have a writing material. Make it a habit in your house. Keep diaries. Keep diaries. Write. When the Spirit of God speaks to you, write it down. It is the first and foremost activity to achieve desired results. That's the first thing. Planning. If you don't plan, you will not achieve. You can't achieve a goal set by another person. Pastor Jolo has set goals for himself for 2021. He'll be running after his goals to achieve them. I should be running after mine to achieve them. I can't leave my house and go to his house and say, what are your goals so I can achieve them for you? Neither can he do that for me. So if you step into 2021 and you have no goals, good for you. That means in 2021 you just be going zigzag, no focus. So as young people, as students, as we, your parents, that you are looking up to, your role models, we are telling you these things and we're living that life. I would just encourage you to follow suit. Don't be lazy. Don't say, I beg, when I grow older, when I'm as old as my daddy, oh, you are planning to fail. And when I'm as old as my mother, no, we have said it here before. The things that I am today, I planned them previously before I became them. So you can't wait. You don't plan in when you're supposed to be executing like a goal, when you're supposed to be achieving. That's not when you plan. You plan so you'll be able to achieve in the future. Okay? So planning involves the creation and maintenance of a plan such as psychological aspects and the required conceptual skills. You have to stay in tuned cognitively, psychologically. You have to put everything to work. Nobody does that and stays lazy. I don't know. Sometimes I need to shut my brain down to sleep at night. I will say, God, please, I want to sleep. I want to sleep this night. Give me sleep. I just want to shut down my brain. Sometimes it overworks. So, planning is what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? And when would I do it? It's good to write it down. I want to be, let's take for example, Charisma. Do you know what you want to be now? Please, can you tell us? I said it's a practical session today. We have to talk it through. Can you give us an idea what you want to be so we can work with that?
When I grow up,
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't know you can go far.
When I grow up, I want to be a doctor.
Ooh, that's a big one. When she grows up, she wants to be a doctor. How old are you, please?
I'm 10.
Oh my God. Great Minds Church. Great daddy, great mommy. Producing great daughter. At 10, she already has a true picture of who she wants to be in the next how many years? Please, do you have an idea? How many years?
I don't really know.
You don't really know.
13.
How many years?
I say 15.
15. Okay, so that's really a long time, right? But I'm very proud of you that from age 10, you can already conceptualize. That's what we said last. You've already done what? You are able to conceptualize who you want to be. So because you have that in your mind, you have written it on the table of your heart. It's there, it's written. And probably you have started keeping journal, diary. And from age 10, tell me how she won't be successful in 15 years. If at age 10 she understands where she's going, and with a father like this, and with a mother like this, I can't wait. Charisma, I can't wait to see you practicing. I love that. So, if you understand, you have set a goal, you know what you want to do. Now we can talk about types of education and career planning. So, for Charisma, since she has 15 years ahead of her, what kind of planning is she supposed to do? Is she going to engage in short-term planning? Or is she going to engage in middle-term planning? Or are you going to engage in long-term planning? What kind of planning do you think you're going to engage in? Long-term. Because she has what? 15 years ahead of her. Now let's come down to Esther. Esther, what do you want to be? Lawyer. Wow. 2 lawyers in the house. Okay. Great Minds Church. 2 lawyers in the house. So, based on your age, based on your level of education where you are, you're a high schooler, right? You're in 10th grade, right? So, your own educational plan is going to be like shorter than hers. Because she's 10, she has many years ahead of her, but you're ahead of her in age, you're ahead of her in grade, so your own planning is going to be, I think I want to put you on middle term planning. Yes, so yours is like 7, 8 years, you see it's half of 15, good calculation, thank you. So that's how we do it. You have to sit down and ask, how much time do I have? Don't be loitering. Ask yourself, time is what? The currency that we spend. Is your daddy that said that to us. Dr. King said that to us. Time is the currency that we spend every minute, every second. So you have to know what you're doing. You can ask my children how many times I call them to order. They know me. My son who is 11 too, I'm always on him. If I see him on the computer, I go, what are you doing? What exactly? Tell me what you're doing there. Chatting with who? What exactly are you chatting with that person for? Is it your classmate? What are you people? I want to know. And then he said, Mommy, why is it that every time you see me on the computer, I say, yes, because I want to know what you're doing with your time. And I do engage in such conversations. What do you want to be in life? Please. I like children who are focused, who understand where they're going, who they want to be. Either short term, middle term, or long term. Those of us who are grown now, ours is short term. Ours is short term. If you plan to go back to school now, it's snappy. You want to do maybe a refresher course. It's not because we've not been to school before. Maybe we just want to refresh ourselves, get some certifications to do certain new things, delve into new areas of life. We have passed long term and middle term. So you need to know where you are. That is why I say you need to define the type of education or career planning you need to be engaged in based on the level at which you are right now. You can't be running with another person's clock. You can't. You can't afford to do that. You're going to waste your currency, which is time. You can't be looking at people and want to copy what they're doing right now, not looking at the much time that you have. Can you imagine that Esther will leave her midterm educational goals and start pursuing somebody who has 15 years, or meddling, like stay with the wrong class of people, friends, who will waste your time. Maybe they have long term and you are at your middle term and you're whiling away time with them. Time will catch up with you and go against you. So you can't afford to play with your timing, your currency. That's dangerous. So we need to understand these things. You can transfer all these ideas and knowledge even to business. Even to business. You need to know where you stand, where you are, what you want to achieve, how much time you've got, so that you can put yourself into action. You can put yourself into action. So let's look at the characteristics of a good plan. A manager is always involved in the process of planning with a view to achieve the goals of the organization. And I mentioned earlier that you, as an individual, you are an organization. Because you have a lot of things in your life to put together, to organize so that you'll be able to achieve your goals. It's not until you are hired as a manager. Hire yourself. God has already given you that status in life. You are a manager of yourself. A good plan helps a manager to achieve the organizational goals. What about you? Do you know you're a manager? If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. We're not going to waste so much time on that. Let's move on. More characteristics of a good plan. A good plan is a roadmap. A good plan is like a roadmap. It shows the final destination and exactly the best way to get there. I want to be a medical doctor. You write it down. Now you put down your plan. What is your plan? Let's make it practical together again. If you want to be a medical doctor, please, and you are in middle school now? Yes. So tell me, how should you be taking your classes? Would you be taking them seriously, or you be taking them laissez-faire? How will you be taking them? Seriously. You know, Jessica said something to me the other day. She said, when you get into middle school, just plan. High school? Was it high school you said, or middle?
High school.
High school. Plan to start getting good grades from your first year.
And then the classes that you take.
And select the classes that you take to align with what you're pursuing. So you want to be a medical doctor. You'll be taking your classes seriously from middle school. You'll be different. You will not be found in the crowd of students who don't listen. When the teacher is talking, they want to talk back at the teacher, talk over the teacher. What did she know? I'm planning to be a medical doctor. No. You need to be a student that pays attention. A student that puts her imagination caps on when the teacher is what? Teaching. And a student that does her assignments completed, not half done. You shouldn't have an option but to succeed, right? You have to do it. And that is how I talk to my children. When, mommy, this is my, I say, you have to do it. We have no option. We just have to do what? Do it. If the assignment is too much, do it. Because there is no option. I'm sorry, I don't negotiate assignments. I don't negotiate assignments. I'm sorry. I will even tell you, leave your domestics, go do that assignment. I will do it. I will wash the plates. I will do the sweeping. I will do the mopping. You see that assignment? Do it. I don't negotiate assignments. School assignments have to be completed and submitted at the right time. That is a student who is focused and knows where he or she is going. So from middle school, you set that kind of standard for yourself. So when you get to your high school, your first year, you call them freshmen. You have to, with your course advisor, right, begin to align the classes you will take with that vision that you have, that goal. So if you are going to be a medical doctor, what kind of classes should a student who wants to be a medical doctor be settling down for? Would you be doing arts or sciences? Sciences. Physics, chemistry, biology. You need to write these things down. Ask mommy, ask daddy, ask your counselor, what am I supposed to be doing? And engage in those things. Don't be doing things outside the goal. You can't be doing theater arts. No, I'm not saying it could be an additional part of you, but your focus has to be on the sciences, because they're not going to give you admission to be a medical doctor based on arts, right? It's going to be based on pure sciences. Your physics, your chemistry, your biology, your math, everything is on point. So you need to write those things down. And you begin to do what? Work hard at getting what? Good grades on them, right? Yes. No compromise. All right. So a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. If you don't plan today, I don't know how you want to achieve a perfect plan tomorrow. A good plan must have clear objectives. Clear what? Objectives. What are my objectives? Objectives are things you hope to achieve. When you're carrying out a research must have what? Objectives. What are the objectives of this research? You write them down. If it's 3, after writing your objectives, then you state your hypothesis, right? So now you have objectives in your plan, because a plan without objective is like there's nothing there. I don't know what you want to do. So you have to state them. Now you need to have a proper understanding of your plan. Mommy can walk you through that. Daddy can walk you through that. Your counselor in the school can walk you through that. What is my plan? He said, write the vision down, that whosoever reads it might do what? Run. So your mind has to be active. Your mind has to be coordinated. Your mind has to be fixed and focused on the right things. Not the wrong things. Not what any other child is doing. Oh, why is it that student gets to do whatever he wants to do and the teacher does not say anything about it? But if I do it, then they get on me. Yes, because they want you to stay focused. You can't be like any other student. No, you're going somewhere, right? You're going somewhere. You have to stay on track. A plan must be flexible. Flexibility is another thing. A plan has to be flexible. Like when you are applying to colleges, you are applying for courses, you have first choice, you have what? Second choice. First choice university, second choice university. Just in case. We call it what? Plan B. Backup plan. So your plan has to be what? Flexible. In case I seek admission and I'm not able to get first choice, what is my second choice? What is my plan B? Okay? So it's okay to be flexible, right? But set your eyes on your goal and you will get it. And believe in the God that created you, that you will get exactly what you're looking for. And it will come to pass. Amen. I'm a living testimony. Amen. Your plan has to be comprehensive. Your plan has to be what? Comprehensive. Every objective in your plan has to be taken care of. You must set goals for every objective. So you don't have 3 objectives and you plan for only one. So at the end, so how are you going to find out if the number 2 objective was actualized? If you didn't set any goals for it. If you didn't make any plans for it, okay? So every objective has to be put into consideration when you are making a good plan. And then a good plan has to be economical. In as much as, we want to shoot for the stars, we also need to be reasonable about certain things like environment, capital, it's not like I want us to be limited in our effort. No. Shoot for the stars, but also be reasonable, like economically, right? Yes. Yes. So please, it's not like I'm trying to limit us like, economically, why are you trying to limit yourself? You can get financial aid, you can get student loans, you can get, but you need to know what you can carry, what your parents can carry, you understand? And with the guide of your counselor, with talking with your parents, you need to be open with your parents, young people. You cannot do anything without the guidance of your parents. Primary guidance counselors are what? Our parents. And then the Holy Spirit and God. Okay? God, I know God first. Our parents, okay? Together with God, and then our school counselors. That is the order. Do not place outsiders above God and your parents. Okay? It's God first, your parents, then the school guidance counselor. So all these people, imagine God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, your daddy, your mommy, 5 people, plus the school counselor, 6 people trying to guide you. You can't miss it if you listen. You can't miss it if you stay focused. You cannot. There is no way you can miss achieving those goals. If you listen to them, you follow guidance. They say in the multitude of counsel, there is what? Safety. There is safety in the multitude of counsel. But is the person being counseled? Are you willing? Are you willing? Are you willing to follow the counsel being given to you? The benefits of education and career planning. It gives us sense of direction. It gives you the much needed direction and makes it clear where you see yourself in the future. It makes it clear where you what? See yourself in the future. It makes you aware of your strengths, and your weaknesses. So if you want to be a medical doctor, you need to find out the things that you need to do to become a medical doctor, and you need to sit down and ask yourself, are these my areas of strength? That's what we mean when you talk about your aptitudes, your interests. Are these my area of strength? Be honest to yourself, please. Let's not choose any career, make any goals because we see one person doing it, so I have to do it. It's not a competition, okay? You have to be able to set achievable goals for yourself. Don't copy people. That's the mistake. Don't copy people. My friend says she wants to be a medical doctor, so I'm going to be a medical doctor. No. Is that your area of strength? Find out your area of strength. Find out your area of what? Weaknesses. And a plan will help you to see yourself in that light. It's going to expose, yourself to you. Find out the skills that you possess and the knowledge that are required to achieve those goals. One of the benefits of education planning or career planning is that it's very important to make sure that you take the right steps. You take what? The right steps and make correct plan in the early years of your life. I cannot overemphasize that. Early years of your life. I always tell you guys you're privileged to be here in this time and season with these great men of God, visionaries, go-getters that know where they want to see the next generation. This generation, the next generation, where, they are looking forward already. They're looking into the future. They're going beyond now. That is why Dr. King even started this program in the first place. So that he's already looking into the future. We don't want you people to just be ordinary job owners. You just go to, you just have a job. He wants you to have a career. He wants you to have a business. He wants you to understand who you are and run with it. And not just live in life and being tossed around anyhow, carelessly. So you will benefit from what? Making an education plan or a career plan. Okay? Now, self-assessment. Write down your education or career plan now. Write it down. Write it down quickly. We have 5 minutes and we're done with this session. Just write it down. State clearly your career goal in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years from today. Depending on where you are, write it down, state the goal. If you're very young and you need to set long-term goals, do that. If you're like midway gone, you're in middle school, high school, okay, like high school, you're going to set middle education goal, okay? And then if you're already a graduate or you're already in college, maybe your next goal is going to be short term. So based on where you are, okay, write down your goals, state them clearly, your career goal. What do I want? I already know what I want to do for my career next year. I've written them down. I've contacted the institution that is concerned. I've registered for the classes I want to take. I've put things down, personal things down that I want to achieve, goals for myself. I mentioned earlier that I have a notebook. I keep diaries a lot. Every year I have a diary. I take my diary to church, in my house. It can be with me at the dining table. It can be with me in my room. It can be with me in my bathroom, depending on what I'm doing. I'm always thinking and writing, and at the same time I'm praying. And I'm planning in my mind. I'm using my imagination. And I'm putting those things together and telling God at the appointed time that I'm telling, I'm agreeing with you. You will cause this to materialize. But I'm making efforts. I'm not just sleeping and waking and eating and thinking that, okay, those things will achieve themselves. No, that's not how it works. Write down 5 plans you need to put in place to be able to achieve your career goals. You see that lady, she's writing plan of action. Plan of what? Action. It's not plan for inaction. Whenever we plan, we have to back it up with what? With action. When you write things down and you never go back to them and you don't check them, the importance of writing them down is that you can be guided. You can have a sense of direction. But you need to look at them and begin to take action. Every time we're ending this seminar, we always talk about action. If we're not taking actions, then all that we're writing down are just going to be in vain. In the next 5 years, what actions have I taken that will make me to achieve the goal I set for that 5 years? So you need to stand up and do something. You need to stand up and work on your plans so that they can do what? Materialize into those goals being achieved. So I know that in the nearest future, we will have our young people who will stand before us and begin to testify and talk about how these sessions have been a blessing to them, how it has reactivated their imagination, how it has helped them to become more creative in their minds and become more productive in their life. That I believe it. I believe it. My faith is strong on that. That as you come here every month and you pick all these little pieces and you're putting them together, you're going to fix a very big puzzle. A puzzle that you will look at and you say, wow, I don't know how I made it thus far. Thank you for coming today. And may God bless you. And I hope to see you the next month. Okay? All right, so let's if we have questions, 1 or 2 questions, let's take it. Who has a question? Okay, sir.
In this age of technology, where many things are done online, like somebody who wants to go into maybe further study, this career change, sort of thing, what are those things that the person must put in place in this technological age?
His question is, in this age of technology and you want to go forward in your career, so what are the things you need to put in place? From experience now, you know, this COVID experience, it has really challenged a lot of students, parents, teachers, different, workers. But initially it was challenging to me too, but now I smile and I say, thank you, Lord, for COVID. Because what I couldn't do before, online, I'm able to do. Because COVID made us to sit down, right? So my answer to that question would be, what you don't know, still write it down. And then ask questions where you can get help. Somebody to teach you. Because if you can't find your way online, you need what? A tutor. Is that not what it is? Yes, you need help. When I was struggling, right, I didn't know where to click to set up a meeting and all of that. I engaged the information tech people in my house. My honorable Jessica, I always call her. I say, Jessica, please come. Oh, I clicked something now and this popped up. I don't even understand why. But now I'm running the show. And she's running her own show in her room. And I'm not calling her, like before when the pandemic started. I'm able to navigate the system, move from this angle to this angle. And I'm looking at myself like I couldn't do this before. When you talk about teaching online, I say, what is that? How do people teach online? But now, teaching online is like normal. So I will say, whatever you don't know, write it down. Now, ask questions. Who knows? So they can help you. And it doesn't matter who knows. It can be somebody junior to you. It can be somebody older than you. It can be your colleague. Just ask for help. Like we teachers, we've been depending on one another. We've been supporting one another. When I run into problems that I don't know what to do, I call it a co-teacher. I say, please, how were you able to do this? How were you able to download this? How were you able to upload this? With asking questions. If you ask questions, you will not miss the way. If you ask questions, you won't be in the dark. If you ask questions, somebody will help you. So we need to be informed now in this age of technology. Anybody that COVID has not helped to be able to get informed about technology, you really need to step up. Maybe write that as one of your goals for 2021. Okay? Yeah, write that down as one of your goals for 2021 so you can catch up and look for people who know so they can help you. Because we all need our help, again, for the future. Nobody planned for COVID, you know that. That was why we struggled a little bit. Like in the school system, We don't start a school year and they say, okay, now let's teach the teachers how to use technology to teach. It was when COVID came, the school administrators, everybody started looking for solution. So those who knew started teaching those who didn't know. And now, a lot of us, we are what? Equalizing in that area. We're getting more comfortable doing what we couldn't do before. That was a very good question. So please write down what you don't know and ask for help. And that is the way you can get to know it. If you need to pay to learn, pay to learn. Okay? If you see somebody who can teach you freely, take advantage of it. Another person has a question.
No, I was just gonna say that there's also YouTube videos.
Yes.
Like about career. Like there's this man that I follow that talks about career things on YouTube and like college. Like what you should study in college and what will get you certain things that you want. So there's people on YouTube that specialize in that.
Okay.
So you can tell us a few of those. You want to send it later? Some of those.
There's this.
Like,
I think his name is Shane Hummus. There's.
Can you type it and send it to your mom?
Okay.
So she can send it.
So someone is saying that
Like,
you can view other people. You know, you can go on YouTube links and you find people who talk about careers and they tell you, guide you how to go about it. Very good. Yeah, YouTube is a very good teacher too. Many tutorials on YouTube. We take advantage of YouTube a lot. Many things we have learned over the pandemic, we learned through YouTube. Thank God for social media and information tech. Any other questions?
you want to send? Okay.
Any other questions? All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So did we get one or two things from today? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.